Welcome to class. Exciting moment. We are going over our first arm balance, Bakasana. I also hear it called crane or crow pose. Crane is with bent elbows, crow is with straight, I believe. I'm so excited about this. I love arm balances. Some things weren't explained to me very well at first, so I'm going to be sure to go over those with you today. One big cue for sure that really helped me. All right, the benefits of this pose, it's a big wrist strengthener and wrist stretcher. Having said that, if you have wrist issues, be very gentle. You might just want to take the prep poses, and those will be helpful in building up your strength. Don't work through any pain in your wrists. It also really strengthens and stretches the back of the glutes. It strengthens the core, the chest, shoulders. Arm balances also have a benefit of just being very empowering and helping you to improve focus. So those are the benefits. Let's talk about how to get into this. So before I show you anything, I want you to think of a teeter-totter. So as we go into arm balances, our head has got to go down a little bit so that our feet can lift off. A little bit or a lot, depending on what arm balance you're doing. Bakasana, I think of it going down a little bit, toes lifting off, but that wasn't ever explained to me. And so for a lot of time, I was trying to kind of go forward. Another big cue that was missed with me for a lot of years is look forward. Okay, if you look down between your hands, you might go down between your hands. Okay, so think of that teeter-totter. The way we come in through this is through Malasana. So think of your Malasana squat here. And you're always welcome to take these with me or just kind of watch. We'll go through all this in the body of the practice here in just a moment. For Malasana, we just kind of want to check our hip mobility. So if we're able to straighten our legs out of Malasana and get our knees up toward our armpits from tipped toes, knees toward armpits, then you might have the hip flexibility and the lower back flexibility that you need to get in this pose. If we're not quite there, then what we would want to do is just a deep bend in our knees and then elbows, knees squeeze into the outsides of triceps, okay? So that's a modification. So if we do have the flexibility, let's go through full pose here. Feet kind of behind wrist, hands shoulder distance apart, fingers flared. From here, come to tiptoes and just bend those knees in toward your armpits. Now again, looking forward will serve you a little bit better. Now not way in front of you, craning your neck, but just a little bit in front of you. Bend, and then just kind of lean in and play with that balance. Think chaturanga arms to start with, and then you might find it, or you might just play with one at a time. Okay, that's full pose. Again, that modification would be squeezing your knees into your outer triceps and pressing your triceps back into knees as you lean forward. To me, that takes a little more strength, but if we don't have the mobility, that's where we're at for that, okay? Let me make sure I went over everything. Heels to bum as you lean into it. And then we're really rounding and protracting the shoulder blades. So as you go into it, you really want to think round, press shoulder blades apart, lift belly up, and then heels in toward glutes. Now that first few inches is the hardest to lift off. So if you're really wanting to try this, you might grab a blanket in front of you. Either way, if you're just kind of new at this, that just gives you a little like assurance that if we do slip and our face comes to the mat, there's a little padding there. If you wanted to try lift off and you're just not sure if you're there yet, coming onto a block will give you that first 3 inches. Now hands don't go on the blanket, hands go behind it. And then from here, playing in, rounding the shoulder blades, lifting in, maybe one toe at a time, just so you can feel that lift off. Okay, this is a fun one. Let's come in to just Bakasana, top of the mat, and we'll begin practicing this pose. So I'd like to start with just a moderate breathing exercise today. So come on into Bakasana easy pose and just take a moment, take a couple breaths. This is more for me than you probably. Inhale, shoulders up, and exhale them down. Let's take that again. Inhale up, exhale down. Hands resting in your lap or on your knees. We'll take triangle breathing. That's in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, like a triangle. We'll go nice and slow. Just a nice water category of breath that you can do at any time of the day. Let's begin. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. More. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale, and let's come on into a tabletop position here. Table pose, shoulders over wrists, hands about shoulder distance apart. From here, I want us to just come in and stretch our arms for just a moment. So inhale, then we'll exhale that left shoulder down. Bring that right arm out in front of you. Just kind of walk it forward. You might come to fingertips here. That gives me a little stretch in my right arm. And then just bringing hips back maybe an inch or so till you feel that left shoulder stretch. Take 2 more breaths here. Let's bring that right hand back by your face. Lift on up, press into table pose. Now before we stretch the other side, I want to show you what we're doing in Bakasana, and that's just rounding the shoulder blades, gentle tuck in the chin, and then coming forward. Okay, so round, protract, and release, neutral. Protract, release, neutral. Now to add a little bit onto that, keep your toes untucked and lift those knees off 1 inch as you then round, protract. Now that's going to be a lot of the sensation that you feel in this arm balance. Bring those knees down. Let's take that stretch on the other side. Right arm down, right side of your head down. Kind of walk those left fingertips out toward the top of your mat. And then maybe bring your hips down just an inch or so. Taking a couple breaths. Should feel maybe a gentle stretch to the neck, but if you get head or neck pain in this, let's come out, take a modification, maybe a blanket or block, or more toward your forehead. Okay, last breath here. Let's walk that left hand back by your face, lift on up into your table pose, and then let's protract and round. Keep your toes untucked, lift those knees off. I've heard some teachers call this bear pose, and slowly release. Let's take a cow pose, just lifting your tailbone up, gazing in front. Inhale and exhale. Come on into that bear pose, gentle tuck to your chin, lift knees 1 inch off the mat, round through the shoulder blades. Feel that sensation, the heat building in your lower belly, the arms lifting you off. Slowly come down, take a child's pose, hips to your heels, arms out in front. We'll take a couple breaths here. Okay, 1 more breath. And then find your way into downward facing dog. Mark it with plank and then lift on up, down dog. Walk the dog, pedal the feet out. Find your breath here. And let's slowly begin walking hands back toward feet. Finding your forward fold. Bend your knees if you need to. We'll inhale, half lift. That can be on your shins or fingertips. And exhale, forward fold. Let's take that 2 more times. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. From this forward fold, take the weight in your toes and then in your heels. Look at your hands, hands shoulder distance apart. Come toward your toes in this forward fold. This will be another press the floor away moment. Lift the belly up so you can see if you bend your knees, you're coming into that Bakasana shape. Not taking it yet, just take the forward fold. Bend your elbows, come deeper in the fold, maybe binding around your arms. Let's walk back out, find downward facing dog. We'll take our first chaturanga. So as you take this chaturanga, jut forward just a little bit, shoulders coming over wrists. Evaluate if your hips are leading here as you try to go down to that 90-degree bend. Put your knees down. Come on in, chaturanga. Gonna have a look at that. That's where we'll be for that arm balance. Inhale, upward facing dog. Favorite pose these last few days. You go through your favorites, don't you? And then exhale, downward facing dog. And again, I love pedaling. I love bending. Take what feels good for you, breathe through it. Some days it just feels so good to get on this mat and just breathe and move. Today is one of those days for me. All right, let's look up at your hands. Bend your knees, step, walk, or hop, feet up to hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand. And exhale, hands to your heart. Let's take a full A vinyasa. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, come on in, find plank, lower in chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Got a few breaths here. Okay, one more breath. At the end of your exhale, bend your knees, look up at your hands. Step or hop, feet up to hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand. And exhale, hands to your heart. B vinyasa, bend your knees. Sweep your hands down to the mat and above your head. Inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, let's find plank, lower in, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's go ahead, look up at your hands. Bring your right foot up between your hands. Set your left heel down, warrior one. And exhale, plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, look up at your hands. Left foot up between your hands, right heel down. Find your warrior. And exhale, plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Couple of breaths here. Consider going into child's pose or puppy pose. I'll show puppy's pose. Just knees down, keeping your hips lifted. Arms stretch out in front of you. Forehead down. Or maybe chin chest. Two more breaths here. Bend your knees, look up at your hands, step or hop your feet up to your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, hands sweep down to the mat and above your head. And exhale, stand. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop your feet back behind you, find plank, lower in, chaturanga. Taking a dancing vinyasa now. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. From here, again, let's bring our right foot up between our hands. Set your left heel down. Find your warrior one. Open up warrior two. Inhale, exhale, flip the palm, reverse warrior. Inhale, exhale, side angle. Inhale, exhale, reverse triangle. So straighten legs, palm flips toward the ceiling. Reverse triangle. Inhale, exhale. Come on in, triangle pose. One more breath. Move through these a little faster. Inhale on up. Pivot to the back of your mat. Right foot comes parallel to mat edge. Left toes toward the back of the mat. Warrior one. Open up, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Inhale, exhale, side angle. Inhale, exhale, straighten your legs, reverse triangle. Inhale, exhale, triangle pose. Okay, one more breath here. And this time, slowly bringing your hands down, framing that left foot, step back plank, lower in, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Pedal the feet for just a few breaths here, or take your static down dog, just pressing through your arms, lifting your hips. Let head and neck rest. Let's look up at hands. Bring your right foot up between your hands. Set your left heel down. Find your warrior one. Open up warrior two. Reverse warrior. And into side angle. And back up, reverse triangle. Flip the palms, straighten the leg big, side body stretch. And inhale, exhale. Come on in, triangle. Good. One more breath here. And one more side to do. Inhale, come on up. Right foot parallel to mat edge. Left toes out in front. Warrior one. Open up, warrior two. Flip the palm, reverse. And inhale, exhale, side angle. One more breath. Trying to do just a breath or so each pose. Straighten the leg, flip the palm, reverse triangle. And into triangle. Inhale, exhale, triangle pose. One more breath. And then let's frame our foot. Bring both hands down, step back plank, lower in, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Slowly begin walking feet up to hands. Feet up toward hands. When you get to the top of the mat, inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, holding the fold for a few breaths. Gently nod your head yes. Gently shake it no. And find your way into chair pose. Bend your knees, sweep your hands down to the mat. Come on in, chair pose. Okay, Utkatasana or chair pose. Let's look down at our feet. Slide the weight into your heels. Maybe lift your toes up. Okay, slowly lowering down an inch at a time. We'll be coming into Navasana. So for me, I'm close but not quite there, so I bring my hand in behind me for support. Come on in, boat pose. Find that balance. Long spine, gentle tuck to the chin, knees together, lift on up. Okay, where we're going with this can be modified as well. Just coming into some Navasana tucks, that motion of bringing knees toward armpits. Okay, you can also grab on behind your thighs or have your hands back behind you for support. Okay, whatever works best for you. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I almost lost it there. Okay, cross your feet, roll over, find plank. Take a vinyasa if you want. I'm gonna go right toward down dog. Good job on those are hard. Okay, coming into our Bakasana prep now. Let's bring our knees down, find that tabletop pose again. We took these at the top of class, just reminding our body where we're at here. Untuck your toes, lift those knees off, protract the shoulders, tuck your chin, and slowly lower down. Take a child's pose. And let's give those wrists a little love. Maybe just some circles feel good. One of my favorites is actually just chicken wings, bringing your hands down toward your armpits and just stretching it this way, okay? A little bit of a wrist stretch, and then we'll make our way back to Utkatasana, okay? So after you've stretched those wrists, let's find our chair pose again. Down dog, walking feet in, feet at the top of the mat. Bend your knees, sweep your hands down to the mat and above your head. All right, so if you know you'd like a blanket in front of you, now might be a good time to grab that, okay? From this chair pose, let's come into diver's pose. So just coming to your tiptoes from here, and then slowly with control, bringing those hands down to the top of the mat. And you can feel this shape, okay? This Bakasana shape, tiptoes, hands shoulder distance apart. Play with those chaturanga arms. And then we might bring our feet a little wider apart and take a malasana squat first. So toes angling out, heels in. Take a malasana squat, just opening those hips up a little bit here. Calm mind, very helpful in arm balances. Also kind of a playful attitude, like whatever happens, this is great. It's good fun to try. Okay, come back into that diver's pose position. Hands down, shoulder distance apart. Lift your bum up into the sky. Bring your feet in so that feet are behind wrists. So about hip distance apart with the feet. All right, let's begin. Bending the elbows, tucking those knees into your armpits. Now again, take a modification if this motion isn't working for you. It's kind of iffy for me today. So you can bring those knees into the outsides of your triceps or just take one side at a time. All right, here we go. Lifting in, leaning in, looking forward, one at a time, maybe both. Heels toward bum, rounding those shoulder blades apart. Good. Take one more breath here. Some teachers hold those super long. I'm not one of them. Come on back into your malasana squat. Hands to prayer position if that's nice wrist stretch for you, or take that little chicken wing stretch. You can bring hands behind you, elbows to the insides of your knees. I just like to show you lots of different angles. Okay, let your head and neck rest and relax here. One more breath. And then let's find a child's pose, hands to the mat. Bring your knees back behind you, stretch out. Okay, good news or bad news, it's nice with arm balances to have a second try. So we're gonna try that one more time. You do not have to take it. You can stay right here in child's pose or work on your malasana. Both great poses. If you want to try the arm balance again, let's come on back into that nice deep forward fold. And then change it into diver's pose where you're on your tiptoes, gazing in front of you, and just kind of work the flexibility aspect for a moment. Feel those hamstrings, let the neck rest and relax, okay? Switch your gaze to out to the top of your mat, slightly in front of you. Bend your knees, think chaturanga arms. And then from here, lifting one or maybe both, heels toward bum, round, and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back in, malasana or child's pose. Calm that breath down. In for 4, out for 4. All right, it is time. Let's take some nice seated poses. So great, so fun, empowering. Janusirsasana, left leg out, right foot to your left inner thigh. Twist your heart over that left leg. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, fold. Take a couple breaths here. Slowly lifting out of this, we'll take a rock the baby now. So we're just lifting, picking up that right foot, bringing it in toward your chest and up toward your head. You can take little circle motions here. Full pose is bringing right foot to left elbow crease, right elbow around right knee, and just rocking it from here. Very tempting for me to round. I've got to keep that long spine to keep the integrity of the pose, the strength in the back, and the stretch in the hip. So this might be a better spot for me today. It's a Monday for me, and I always have tighter hips on a Monday. Okay, from here, let's take a nice twist. Right foot to the outside of your left knee. Now you might bend that left knee in. Let's actually keep it straight today, just for some variance. Let's wrap left elbow around right knee, right arm around your back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Now, an option for a little bit more core work, if you're enjoying this twist and want to work this, try maybe a deeper version of lengthening that left arm up, taking it elbow outside right knee, and working the twist from here. If you want a little core work, left hand outside of right foot, lift and lengthen that foot up. Now, if it doesn't go straight, it's not a big deal. Just working that direction, okay? I'm gonna leave my right fingertips on the floor to start with, and then you might wanna lift those off as well. Just a few little taps, bottom foot up to top. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, slowly release. Forward fold, inhale. Exhale, fold. Couple breaths here. Now, if this pose is stressful for you in any way, if it's not calming to the nervous system, that's another way of saying that, back off a little bit until it is. Back off till you're like, okay, all right, this feels okay. Hold there for a breath or so. Then on your exhale, pull down just a little bit more, or gently fold forward. We're not really pulling. Okay, take another breath. And one more. And then let's come on into that one-legged forward fold. So inhale, look up. Exhale, release, pose. Let's keep our right leg out straight. Left foot to your right inner thigh. Kind of twist that heart over right knee. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Nice to focus on one side at a time. Also nice to get a gentle twist. Now, if you don't reach your foot, again, not a big deal. Hands to the side, or you can also bind around your ankle or shin. Good, you've got 2 more breaths here. Inhale, exhale, being at a spot where you can breathe. Inhale, exhale. Let's slowly look up. Exhale, release that pose, grab that left foot up, and let's rock the baby a little bit. Okay, so just gently lengthening that spine. I'm giving myself that cue. Bring that left foot in towards your chest, maybe someday up over your head, all right? Evaluate if this is a good spot or if you want to try full pose. Left foot, right elbow crease, left elbow, left knee. This side feels a little better for that for me. Okay, a couple more breaths here. Just a nice different hip opener. Let's take the twist. Inhale, exhale, release. Left foot to the outside of right knee. All right, taking the twist with the straight bottom leg today. Lift your chest, bind that right elbow around left knee, left arm around your back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. 2 more breaths just like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, let's look down. You can hold this pose, this twist a little longer if you want, or the deeper version, or take this little core strengthener, right hand to the outside of left foot, work to straighten it. You can start with fingertips down and then maybe consider lift off at some point during these 5 little lifts. Lean back, find your tailbone here, and we'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower back into a forward fold just for a breath or so, not holding long here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's look up and release that pose, coming onto your backs. And slowly lower down. Taking a bridge pose, plant your feet about hip distance apart, arms down by your sides. Inhale and exhale, lift. Roll your shoulder blades under you, lift those hips a little higher. Maybe finding a bind here. And exhale, slowly release. And let's hug those knees into your chest. Rock and roll gently forward and back a couple times. Inhale, forward, exhale. Inhale, exhale, back to a seated position. One more pose that I wanted to take here. Hero pose, nice counter pose for this pose. Come to your knees, move your calves out of the way, and settle down in between your feet. Now, if this is not working for you, grab a block or 2 under your seat, okay? From here, settling in here, you're welcome to just stay here. If you want a nice shoulder stretch, let's take eagle arms. So I'll model this toward the camera. Arms out to a T. Let's take right over left. Bind at your elbows and then see if we can touch palms together. Now, if they don't touch, just grab your shoulder blades. If palms touch, then just gently lift your elbows up, tuck your chin. Feel the stretch here, and then for a little bit more, press your elbows together. You'll feel a little more activation in between the shoulder blades. One more breath here. And let's slowly release. My knees are okay to stay in hero pose. If yours aren't, come on out, take a break, or come into easy pose. Okay, if we can do the other side, then come on into it. Left over right. Find that bind that suits you best. Lift the elbows up just a little bit, tuck your chin just a little bit, breathe. And then for a little bit more, squeeze the elbows together. Hopefully that's hitting your sweet spot where we worked really hard today in Bakasana. And exhale, release. One final down dog. And then we'll be on our back for some nice twists. So just slowly step back, down dog. The counter pose for hero pose, just getting that blood flowing back through those legs. And then let's come on back into that reclining position. Bringing your seat down. All right, one more modified bridge. Arms down by your sides. Inhale. Exhale, lift off. This time maybe binding underneath, shoulder blades coming together. Lift your hips. Binding under your back, nice shoulder stretch. And exhale, release the bind, slowly come down. Hug those knees into your chest. And let's keep hold of our right knee, straighten that left leg out. Angle that right knee slightly off your ribs over toward your armpit and give it a little bit of a deeper squeeze. Getting into that hip a little bit deeper and gently guide that right knee over to the left. Flare your right arm out, look to the right. Couple breaths here. Make your way back onto your back and squeeze those knees in. And then let's hug that left knee into your chest, straighten right leg out. Kind of hug it in deeper by angling it off your ribs over more towards your armpit. like this little blanket for my foot here. I might have to incorporate that into my practice every day. All right, let's just gently take that left knee over toward the right. Flare your left arm out, look to the left. Oh, my sides are so different. Do you guys notice that with you? So this knee is not wanting to go down at all. You could always grab a block in underneath for a little bit of support. Sometimes your body will relax in better that way. Gazing over those left fingertips. One more breath here. And exhale, slowly come onto your back. Now let's take a reclining goddess. Soles of the feet together, knees dropping open, arms down by your sides. Okay, if this causes any tension or stress in lower back, this is also a really nice pose with knees bent, feet planted. Okay, both of these are meant to relax that lower back in. Take one more breath here. And then let's release into your Savasana. So legs out to the outer edges of your mat, or lucky for me, on a blanket today. You could also take that blanket, put it under your head. That also feels really nice. Sometimes it's nice to kind of lift up and scoop the glutes out from underneath you. Arms down by your sides, lift shoulder blades up, place them down again, heart nice and open. Let that just sink in for a moment, what you just worked on today. Empowering. Maybe your focus is clearer. And then we'll just let go of all our thoughts. Let go of your body right into the floor. Picture it just melting in, like watching snow melt away. And we'll just stay here for a few breaths. If you can, pause this and stay longer. I highly recommend that. If you're ready to come out, point your toes, bring your arms up above your head. Nice long stretch. And then we'll exhale, lean, roll over to your side, fetal position for a couple breaths. And make your way all the way up to a seated position. Easy pose. Sit up nice and tall. Let's take one final breath together. Take a nice long inhale. And exhale. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.